Hi, my name is Erica Bell. I've been living with sarcoidosis for 16 years and this is my story.
I ain't that chick.
It's about self-empowerment. It's about self-awareness. It's about self-respect.
Hi, my name is Natay and welcome to another episode of I Ain't That Chick. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have another special guest with me today. Erica, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your story with our audience. You just told us that you have sarcoidosis. What is that?
Sarcoidosis is an inflammatory disease that can affect your lungs, your joints, or your eyes. Just so happened I have it in my eyes.
Okay. How old were you when you found out, and maybe what were some of the symptoms? Like, what were you experiencing that said, you know what, let me go get checked?
I was 28 and I had poor vision. My eyes were extremely red. Went to an eye doctor. At first they couldn't figure out what was wrong. Somebody from my age to have that poor of a vision and deteriorating very fast. So they tested me for Lyme disease, lupus, and then they determined that I had sarcoidosis.
So you said sarcoidosis affected your eyes.
My eyes only.
Your eyes only, because it can affect other areas of your body?
Yes, and a lot of people that have sarcoidosis, they have it in more than one area.
Wow.
But just so I have it in my eyes.
Okay. And so how is your vision?
Without my glasses, if I'm sitting right up, like I'm sitting close to you, I can see you very clearly. But the further you go out would be, you know, they said I'm considered legally blind. But I'm able to operate a vehicle because I have glasses.
Okay.
That help me do that. I'm able to work with the computer that obviously has been enlarged for me to be able to work. So I lead pretty much a normal life.
When you first found out you had sarcoidosis, did it affect your self-esteem, or kind of did you not want to do some of the things you used to do?
It was discouraging. It was discouraging because somebody from my age to not be able to see. Just going to a store and just like a McDonald's, just reading a menu. You know, you can't see. You know, your vision is so distorted. So yeah, I had moments where I was ready to like give up and taking medication, steroids. Then they finally put me on chemo meds that I'll be on for the rest of my life. So now that I'm on the chemo drug, which seems to be working, it's keeping my levels down where I'm able to see a little bit better. But with that, you know, it started to thin my hair out and things like that. So I just basically cut it off.
Now, has your vision gotten worse or has it gotten better?
It's stable.
It's stable.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll never be better.
Better, okay. Because, you know, I read in doing some research, I read that a lot of times sarcoidosis will go into remission after 3 years. So has that been your case?
I don't think mine has ever been in remission because being that it's in my eyes, I do eye drops 3 times a day. 3 different types of eye drops. There have been times when I didn't take the chemo meds. And then within a couple of weeks, the spots, the floaters, you know the pressure is elevated. So I don't think there was ever a time when it was actually in remission. Or if it was, I didn't know about it. I couldn't tell.
Okay. All right. So now for the people that are watching and may not be too familiar about sarcoidosis, why isn't it, I don't want to say a popular disease, but why isn't it as well known as some other diseases?
I don't know. I think it may be just lack of knowledge. I don't know. More and more I hear people that have it. I don't know if they're not doing enough research on it. I'm not sure.
Is there a cure for it at all?
No.
No.
The only thing you could do is keep it stable by medication and things like that.
What are some signs that maybe some people should look for? Because not every, like you said, sarcoidosis does, it can affect other parts of your body. But in your situation, where it affects your eyes, what are some things that, maybe somebody might be experiencing something and they need to get checked out?
I'm thinking maybe if you have like eye floaters, really red eyes, like inflammation, like soreness in your eyes, I think it's worth going to get it checked out, just to see exactly what it is, especially when you're someone young. At 28, I'm 44 now. At 28, the last thing I was thinking that I was going blind. You don't think.
Wow.
You keep saying tomorrow I'll go check it out. Next day.
How does having sarcoidosis, how does that affect your daily life as far as, you know, being with your family and work and just your regular activities?
To be honest with you, it doesn't. And just, you know, it's just something that I have. To be honest with you, some days, if I didn't have to take the eye drops 3 times a day, I wouldn't even think that I had it. It's not something that's constantly on my mind because now with the medication, everything is stable. Okay. You know, I don't have that soreness and that eye pressure. So I'm fine. I basically lead a normal life. The only thing I don't do, I don't drive at night in areas that I'm not familiar with. Okay. Because of the lack of the vision of seeing like street signs and stuff like that.
The LASIK surgery, would that help at all?
No.
No?
No, because I have implants in my eyes already.
Now, what is that? What is an implant in your?
Right under your cornea. You know, they just put it underneath. Okay. And even once they put that in, my vision still wasn't that good. Okay. Better, but not that good. I guess because my eyes had deteriorated so badly. Oh, okay. So that's why I wear glasses on top of having the lens implant.
Okay. So if you didn't have the implant, then you wouldn't be able to see at all?
No, not very little.
So you're married at 28, you know, you got your daughters, you're living your life and everything. A lot of times when people find out that they have a disease, a lot of times they go inward and they don't necessarily live anymore. But you live. So why did you not go inward? Why did you not stop driving? Why did you not stop working?
For my children. My girls. Yeah, for my girls. Because they, you know, they were watching me.
So who was your biggest support system?
Marissa, my little one. Oh. My little one. She's been there from the start. Yeah, absolutely. Oh. I ain't that chick to just lay down and take sarcoidosis. I'm going to live with this disease. And if it takes, you know, going to a couple of struggles, I'm going to take it in stride. And anyone that has sarcoidosis, you can do the same thing.
So you're living with purpose and destiny.
Absolutely.
Now, what do you see the next 10 years from now?
Oh, some grandchildren? I don't know. A lot of stuff.
But you're living.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're living. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
I really
You're welcome.
appreciate
My pleasure.
it. Let's
My
say
pleasure.
goodbye to our audience.
Bye.
Bye.